session. In this session, we are going to discuss about the wonderful mechanism. Actually, I have a doubt that, for example, the children who are below 12 years, we will take them to a horror film, and at a particular time, they'll definitely make their pant into wet. What was the reason that by watching something, they are watching something with their eyes, and there is another part which is going to stimulate. So I thought that what is the reason is hidden in these two organs, right? I'm going to give an example, another example. See, in this example, as the children felt scary, so as they felt scary, they make their pant into wet by watching the particular horror film, right? For another example, I will make a question to the few girl students, and they are unable to give answer. At the time, I will scold them, and immediately they started crying. So what was the reason that by hearing my words as I am scolding them, by hearing the words, why did they started crying immediately and the water comes down from their eyes? So what was the reason that, what is the relation between ears and eyes? So hope you understand that there was a great and appropriate relation among the different organs of our body, right? So I'm going to show one more example. One of our student, Sid, come on to the desk.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to conduct an activity with you. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So hope you listen carefully. Okay. Observe carefully what we are going to do. See, I'm going to leave this stick and he is going to catch it. But I'm going to leave it 3 times. I'm going to give a chance to you 3 times. I'm going to leave this. You have to catch it, right? But don't keep your hand ready to catch it. Free, casual in position, right? So, okay. I'm going to leave it 3 times, right? See, and okay. I'm going to leave it, but at a particular time. Let us observe that whether he can catch or not, right? Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, ready. Okay, don't try to keep your hand right like this. Okay, ready? Yeah, first time he was failed, and let us give another chance to him. Right. See, and try to catch it above your ground level, right? Okay, I'm going 3, 2, 1. Okay, ready? 1. Okay, then catch it. Yeah, second time also he was failed that. Let us give a third chance, a last chance to you. Right, I'm going to leave this. Ready? Stay, focus. Okay, ready? Yeah, third time also he is failed. Okay, see, I'm going to catch it. I'm observing other surroundings. I'm not observing this stick, but even though I can catch, well, just observe whether I can catch or not. See, I'm going to take 3 chances. Right, 1. Okay, I'm going to leave this. I didn't want to count there. Started counting, right? 1. Yeah, 1 time, first time successfully catch, and I'm going to leave the second time. Right, but I'm not observing this stick. You can understand that. I'm not observing with this activity. You can come to have an idea after completion of this activity, right? So I'm going to leave this second time. Yeah, second time also successfully catch. And third time I'm going to leave this. I'm not observing this stick, right? Yeah, 3 times successfully catch it. See, hope you understand. Thank you so much. You can go and sit. Okay, right. In this activity, excuse me, Sid, come here. I'm going to ask you one question, right? See, with this activity, what you can understand? See, did your eyes and hands are coordinate with my action, what I am going to do? Can you catch it properly?
No.
Can you assume that when I was going to leave?
No.
So, right. So, when I was leaving this stick, he was unable to assume because my body system is in my in my body system. Okay, my controlling system is in my body, but his controlling system is in his body, right? That is what the reason he is unable to assume when I was leave this stick. But when I was leave this stick, I can catch it. I can catch it successfully, because my controlling system is in my body. That is what the reason I can assume when I was leaving. At the within seconds, that information, controlling system information passes within seconds. So this is our topic. So every human body, there was a coordination, appropriate coordination among the different organs of our body, So I'm give you I gave you first example. The children's watching horror film. As they felt scary, they make their pant wet by urinating, right? By watching something here, from there is information carrying from the eyes and the another parts which resemble to make the pant into wet. And I gave you a second example that the children's, I scold them. When I was scold them, they started crying immediately because they hear. So there is a relation between the ears and eyes. The information passes within seconds. So when we can understand with this activity, there is a coordination. That is what the reason. So we can control the different activities. So I am going to explain about the control and coordination system. Okay, the control and coordinating system. So this system is very, very useful. Like it works like a CPU, which is in a computer. Okay, central processing unit. How it is works in a computer. At the same time, an important system, that was nervous system. What we call this system? Nervous system. I am going to explain it. Nervous system. Which is a very, very important system, and you can have an idea what is the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. Every system has an important unit, right? For example, when you are explaining about the lungs, in our lungs, the lungs are the wonderful machine that helps to exchange the gases. So, what is the structural and functional unit of the lungs? Those are alveolus, right? As the alveolus do the main role. So, what is the main role? Main structural and functional unit of the nervous system, that was neuron, right? So we will explain about the neuron in next video. Now we are going to discuss about the nervous system, right? So our nervous system classified into two types. Our nervous system is classified into two types. The first one, central nervous system. Central nervous system. We can write the short form CNS. So the first one is central nervous system and second one is peripheral nervous system. This is the first one and second one, peripheral nervous system. So we can write the short form PNS. Okay, so central nervous system includes two parts. Central nervous system includes two parts. What was the first one? Brain. Brain is a part which includes the central nervous system. And another one is spinal cord. Spinal cord. The spinal cord, another part which is including. So these two comes under central nervous system. Right. And the peripheral nervous system includes two types of, and we can classify it as two types. peripheral nervous system. The first one is somatic nervous system. Somatic nervous system and autonomous nervous system. Autonomous nervous system. So, peripheral nervous system again classified into two types. First one somatic nervous system, second one autonomous nervous system. Somatic nervous system includes both motor and sensory neurons, and as we can classify the somatic neurons or nervous system includes 12 pairs of cranial nerves. 12 pairs of cranial nerves. You know what I mean by cranial nerves? The nerves which arises from the brain. So from the brain there are 12 pairs of nerves arises. So these nerves are called cranial nerves. With help of the short form, I can give a code. With help of the code you can easily understand what are the 12 pairs. We will upload the types of neurons in the next video, right? So next, in a somatic nervous system there are 31 pairs of spinal nerves, right? And autonomous nervous system again classified into two types: sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. I wrote a short form because our topic is, in this session we are going to discuss about only one topic, that is about brain. That is why I mentioned here the short forms about autonomous nervous system. Autonomous nervous system again classified into two types. They are sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so this is a flow chart. This is a simple flow chart. With help of this we can have an idea that what is a nervous system in our body. So the entire this system, with help of this system, the lot of activities are controlled. Okay, so number of activities are controlled in our body, right? In this total controlling system, the one of the main important system, we are going to discuss about one of the main important system. What was that? Brain. So in this session I am going to explain about function of the brain, clearly about function of the brain. And if you want to know about the structure of the brain, anatomy of the brain, we will make anatomy of the brain video later. Let us discuss about the function of brain. Okay, based on the structure we can classify the brain divided into three parts. Brain divided into three parts. What is the first part? First part is forebrain. And forebrain includes three parts. Okay, the first one is olfactory lobes. Second one, cerebrum. And the third one, diencephalon. So these are the three parts are including in the forebrain. See, and the second part of the brain is called midbrain. What are the parts are including in the midbrain? Midbrain includes optic lobes. So the midbrain complete, you can have an idea that the function of the midbrain, optic lobes helps to regulate the sense of vision, right? Okay. We will explain about the functions one by one. And what is the third part of the brain? Hindbrain. Hindbrain also includes three parts. The first one cerebellum, pons varoli, and the third one, medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. So these are the main three parts can classify from the brain. So brain is divided into three parts. What is the first part? Forebrain. And the second part, midbrain. Third part, hindbrain. First, forebrain includes olfactory lobes, cerebrum, diencephalon. Midbrain includes optic lobes, and hindbrain includes cerebellum, pons varoli, and medulla oblongata. Let us discuss the function one by one. So let us discuss the function of forebrain, which includes olfactory lobes. What is the function of olfactory lobes? Right. See, olfaction means, in your early classes, I think you have heard about the term olfaction. Olfaction means smell. So olfactory lobes helps to sense of smell. Sense of smelling. The sense of smell activity or sense of smell controlled by the forebrain. At a part of a forebrain there is a lobe called olfactory lobes. So the olfactory lobes helps to control the sense of smell, right? And another part is in the forebrain, that is cerebrum. What was that? Cerebrum. Okay, so this is the large part of the brain, and in the anatomy of the brain we said that what is the weight of the human brain? The weight of human brain is about approximately 1400 grams. In adult human weight of the brain is approximately 1400 grams. But when we came to the differentiate the male and female, there was 100 grams variation. For example, adult human male being weight is about 1300 grams. If the male weight 1300 grams, then the 100 grams of weight lesser in a female. So female weight of the brain about 1200 grams. Okay, so there is a 100 grams variation in male and females. So if the brain weight is about 1400 grams, then what is the weight of the cerebrum, as it is occupies a large, and which is the largest part of a brain. Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. So it occupies about 900, approximately 930 grams. So in about 1400 grams of weight of the brain, it only took some 930. So 930 grams, right? So it is the largest part of the brain. And longitudinally, the cerebrum is longitudinally divided into right and left sides. Right cerebral hemisphere, right cerebrum, and left cerebrum. Left cerebrum. It can divide it into two parts. See, longitudinally it is divided with right and left part of the cerebrum by a deepest cleft. What was the name of the deepest cleft which divides the right and left part of the cerebrum? That was longitudinal fissure. That was longitudinal fissure, which is a cleft which divides the brain cerebrum into right and left parts. Right? You can see a model of the brain which explains about the right and left. For example, if you observe this diagram, which is a side view. For example, if I stand like this, you can observe the side view of brain. So this is the side view. If you observe that frontal view of the brain, you can observe that there is two divisions. The cerebrum is divided into two divisions, right and left. So these two parts are divided by the longitudinal fissure. So deepest cleft, that is longitudinal fissure. Okay, so let us see the two parts of the cerebrum. Okay, I'm going to show you a model. Okay, I'm going to show you the divisions of cerebrum, right? If you observe this, this is a frontal view, which we drawn here. It is a side view. If we turn like this, then we can observe this vision, the brain model, right? So if we observe that the cerebrum parts, this is the right part and left part. Here you can observe the two divisions. So these two divisions are by the longitudinal fissure, what we call this cleft. So due to the cleft, it divides the right and left cerebrum. Okay. So and these two, what in which area contains a number of neurons, and which area helps to stimulations and control voluntary and involuntary actions. We will discuss about it later. But here the information from right and left controlled by the corpus callosum. So there is a corpus callosum between these two, which coordinates two parts of the cerebrum, right? What was the fluid and that helps to coordinate these two parts of the brain? Corpus callosum. You can observe here, this is the corpus callosum which coordinates the two sides of the brain, right? Okay, let us come to the point cerebrum, and we are going to mention the another point in the cerebrum. And see here, cerebral hemisphere, surface of the cerebrum. Here we can observe that the surface of the cerebrum is divided into, surface of the cerebrum contains a number of convolutions. So surface of the brain contains a number of convolutions which has a gray matter. The surface of the brain has gray matter, and it is also called cerebral cortex. Cerebral cortex. What is mean by cerebral cortex? Outer part of the brain. Outer part of the brain. And the outer part of the brain has gray matter. What is the reason that which has gray matter? Surface of the cerebrum has gray matter because which has a concentration of cell body, neural cell body. What is the reason that the peripheral region of the brain has a gray matter? Because which has concentrated neural cell bodies. That is what the reason which appears as a gray matter. And what about the center of the brain? Towards the center of the brain has cerebral medulla. The outer cerebrum is called cerebral cortex, and the inner cerebrum is called cerebral medulla. So inner is called cerebral medulla, right? Okay, let us discuss about the function of the cerebrum, main functions of the cerebrum. So you can easily understand by giving a small code, right? I am going to write here Mr. Pest. Mr. Pest. Excuse me, see here. Don't disturb. Mr. Pest. With help of this small code, you can easily understand the functions of the cerebrum, right? See, you came to have an idea here. What is M and R? M means memory, and R means reasoning, and P perception. P means perception. E emotions. S speech, and T thinking. So these are the activities controlled by the cerebrum. Okay, cerebrum controls these functions: memory, reasoning, which helps to memory, controlling memory, reasoning, perception, emotions, speech, thinking. By giving this small code, you can easily make them understand in easier way, right? This is a function of the cerebrum. And another part of the forebrain, that is diencephalon. Okay, let us go to the diencephalon. What are the functions of the third part of the forebrain? What was the third So diencephalon is the third part of the brain. Third part of the forebrain. Right. What are the functions? What is diencephalon? Which is the rhomboidal shaped lobe. What is diencephalon? Diencephalon is a rhomboidal shaped lobe which lies between cerebrum and midbrain. Which lies between cerebrum and midbrain, and which is also called as Thalamancephalon. Based on the structure of this diencephalon, which can classify into three parts: epithalamus, thalamus, and hypothalamus. Diencephalon can classify into three parts: epithalamus, thalamus, and hypothalamus. Whatever these parts, the functions of the diencephalon, I am going to repeat this: diencephalon. It is also called thalamancephalon. Okay, as it is located near the thalamus, and based on the structure, it is classified into three parts: epithalamus, thalamus, and hypothalamus. Right, and diencephalon is a rhomboidal shaped lobe. It lies between cerebrum and midbrain. And what is the function of diencephalon? It works as a relay center for muscular activities. Okay, and you can easily have an idea that by giving the small term, that is BTS. Nowadays these words are very familiar with the students, because most of the students are very like the BTS, and which is I think it is an album created by the Koreans, and most of students are very familiar with this BTS term. If we mention this, they can easily understand that the function of the diencephalon by giving this BTS, right? What is this BTS form? I don't know about what is a Korean that people are creating this album, but I know that the function from the diencephalon, B means blood pressure, T temperature, it is temperature, and sleepy. These are the three functions are controlled by the diencephalon along with the relay center for muscular activities. It works as a relay center for muscular activities. At the same time, B means blood pressure, temperature, sleepy, and you can one more function with you can easily make them remember BTS, as they are Korean creating the album by singing and dancing. As they are continuously singing and dancing, they felt hunger. So here BTS along with these functions, and hunger also controlled by the diencephalon. Blood pressure, temperature, sleep, and hunger. These are also controlled by the diencephalon. If we use these words, then children can easily understand. And now we are going to discuss about the midbrain. As we took a long duration, we will upload the remaining information in a next video, and hope you understand this, and thanks for your kind attention, and don't forget to subscribe and like. Thank you so much.